Right now, companies are rushing to acquire raw computational power. They are buying up AI superclusters and deploying agentic workflows, AI systems designed to execute complex tasks autonomously, driven by a fear that their competitors will reach the future first. These new AI tools require deep access to a company's most sensitive data to function. This creates a massive new security footprint, which leads panicked executives to deploy Privileged Access Management, or PAM. PAM is a security framework used to restrict and monitor the specific accounts that have administrative control over these powerful systems. But look at the structure of a modern network. Businesses are trying to build rigid, physical boundaries, like medieval moats, around a digital environment that is actually flat and decentralized. The lines they draw simply don't align with how data actually moves. Installing advanced technology and then attempting to wall it off without understanding the underlying environment creates a dangerous illusion. Much like a square peg does not fit in a round hole, the application is fruitless and limited, unable to truly provide the level of control required. This structural weakness is the result of a specific sequence of decision-making. We call it the T.O.O. approach: technology, operations, and organization, performed in exactly that order. The sequence begins with a flawed assumption that a complex business or security challenge can be resolved simply by purchasing a new piece of software or hardware. When you force a technology investment in first, the existing operational workflows and the organizational culture are forced to contort to accommodate the tool. This friction doesn't just slow things down, it creates massive new blind spots. Buying software before you map out the processes to support it does not generate efficiency. Instead, it creates complex, expensive vulnerabilities that are baked directly into your corporate structure. The cybersecurity industry thrives on this sequence. Vendors heavily market point solutions, standalone products designed to treat the superficial symptoms of a security breach, rather than addressing the root organizational causes. Take Privileged Access Management as the prime example. It is sold as a premier defense, but relying on it to save your network masks a much deeper operational failure. Focusing your defense on administrative gatekeeping for a tiny fraction of the workforce is an admission of defeat. It proves the organization lacks the foundational capacity to monitor and control its wider network of everyday users and systems. Modern attacks move laterally, hopping from one low-level system to another. Heavily guarding a single administrative node leaves the vast majority of your interconnected systems completely exposed to this horizontal movement. When a business buys a tool just to cover up an underlying lack of operational visibility, it degrades its actual cyber resilience. The baseline defense is ignored in favor of a shiny perimeter. Early in his career at IBM, a young engineer asked a chief architect a simple question: what specific technologies did he need to learn to survive the future of IT? He expected a list of hard skills. He thought he would be told to learn how to configure a specific database or set up an LDAP directory, which is a software protocol used to look up data about organizations and individuals on a network. Instead, the architect filled a whiteboard with abstract concepts. He told the engineer to ignore the specific tools and focus entirely on building transferable skills. These transferable skills include the ability to understand architectural abstraction, universal problem-solving, and system integrity. It was never about the specific commands used to run a piece of hardware. While the specific interface for a database changes every few years, the logical framework for how that data is secured and moved remains remarkably consistent. Master the logic, and you can manage any tool that hasn't been invented yet. To survive these disruptions, the sequence must be inverted. We have to move from T.O.T. to O.O.T, organization, operations, and finally, technology. The first phase is organization. Before a single server is purchased, you establish centralized governance to critically assess if a new capability, like an AI model, actually aligns with your specific business goals and long-term profitability. Next comes operations. This is where you design the secure, compliant workflows required to manage the data and human oversight. You map exactly how information will flow before the technology is ever plugged in. Look at how the structure behaves now. When organization and operations form a wide, solid base, the final technology phase becomes a seamless, risk-managed deployment. The system supports the tool, rather than breaking under its weight. By prioritizing human governance and process mapping first, a company ensures its technology serves the operational mission rather than disrupting it. Executing this sequence correctly leads to the ultimate goal: invisible security. Invisible security does not rely on expensive, bolted-on software products. It is woven directly into the operational fabric through foundational controls, like identity access, strong network isolation, and deep system integrity. Most companies are not hyperscalers like Google. They do not need to waste capital trying to build bespoke, planet-scale IT infrastructure from scratch. The smartest strategy is to transfer the technical risk. You buy democratized, scalable cloud services, but you fiercely retain and invest in the in-house talent required to architect and oversee them. True cyber resilience and technological agility are never found in a software license. They depend entirely on the organizational bedrock and the human adaptability you build first.